On the same episode of SmackDown, speaking of good pieces of business, it's the big heat up for the big Bossman program with Big Show. And mind you, we're 2 months away from Bossman cooking Al Snow's dog and feeding it to him. But this story would involve Big Show's father passing away from cancer, and Bossman would mock the death and even interrupt the funeral on this episode of SmackDown. Now, for those of you who haven't seen it, I don't really know how to describe it, but Big Show enters the scene of the where the funeral is taking place with the Big Show with a loudspeaker on top of the car lampooning Show and his father. He attacks him and he will actually link the casket to the car and drive away, dragging Big Show's father, who is there for internment. Jim, this is one of these moments where what are we watching? What did you think of this? What did Show think of this? And what did Bossman think of this?
Well, you just lay out. In other words, you don't talk. I thought it was the shits. I didn't like it, quite frankly. I thought it was hokey, impossible to add any credence or credibility or any authenticity to it. It's just, it was so, this is me saying this now, so take
Right.
a share the source. It was so pro wrestling. It stunk. And I thought it was just horrible. And we did it, and they're still in business. Every idea is not going to be great. Every song,
Right.
some great songwriter writes. You pick up a damn album and look at something, unless you're the Eagles or somebody, or a long-established group like Fleetwood Mac or someone.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's just you look on the back of the album. There's the hits are there. They got other music that they're putting out that you'd never heard of. And this is one of those ones that would have been the last cut on an album, and we wish we had never heard of it.
Now,
So,
there was some rumor in your window at the time that this was kind of a punishment to Show because of the big contract, the disappointing results. You think there's any credence to that, or is this just bad
no,
creative?
Derek, does it make any sense to
No.
fuck your own show to punish somebody? Here's how you punish Big Show: you fine his ass,
Right.
you lessen his bank account. That will get him or anybody else's attention, quite frankly. But goddamn, I hear that a lot. It doesn't make any sense.
It's funny because you look back and Big Show goes from cutting up a dog and feeding it to Al Snow, then dragging Big Show's dad. But Bossman's pretty good in this role. Is he too good? Was he too much of a cartoon heel to really like get the booze behind him?
Fucking uh, an Academy Award-winning actor could not have pulled it off any better than the Big Show did, or both guys did good. But look what they're working with and how they
Right.
feel about trying to make some legitimacy and get this over. They worked hard, so hard to get it over, and they had some good moments verbally. There's no doubt
Right.
about that. I'm not taking anything away from that. It was just a lousy idea to start with, and you can't shine shit. That's
True.
what those two guys are trying to do: shine shit at the cemetery, and they didn't. That didn't work.
No, and they could have dogged it like you said, but they really put a lot of effort into it, and they didn't make it look like shit. But everything they were working with was
Yeah,
shit, unfortunately.
yeah. I we Conrad and I have talked about this. By the way, we just tuned in. Conrad's feeling poorly this week. I think he's worried about Alabama getting their ass whipped when they play Oklahoma this
True.
weekend. That's a totally facetious. There's no fucking way. No way. My Sooners are going to pull this one out. I don't think. I'd love for them to. That'd be a huge win. They're playing in Oklahoma and Norman, and Alabama's hot, and they play with a purpose. So Conrad will be back with us sooner than later.
Sure.
We miss his jovial self. But anyway, I don't know where we were, but
Big Show and Bossman buying into doing a shitty gimmick.
I think we've talked enough about Big Show and Bossman. There's moments that I recall and I can start thinking about details. And if I didn't like the segment to start with, all I do is piss myself off because I'm thinking about it again. And this is one of those times. It should never have made TV. Put it on Smack. Maybe what was it on Raw? I think it was on Raw, wasn't it?
I was on SmackDown, the same episode as Arnold Schwarzenegger bumping around Triple H.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, you did a good job on your research. I was there at the taping. Not. I might have been there when we filmed it. Seems like it might have been because it was hard to get everything that you're pulling a casket of the car and a lot. It ventured into a lot of areas where if it had been a Hollywood production, would have had a huge cast of techs and sound guys and lighting guys and all this stuff. But we didn't have that crew. Was cut way down and probably understaffed, quite frankly. But it was, it's one of those ones that it's like Triple H and the corpse.
Oh, Katie Vick.
Yeah, Katie Vick. Yeah. I could have done without that too.
Yep.
Not because the Triple H sucked at it. He didn't. He pulled it off better than anybody I know. He just said, to hell with it. I'll do the best I can with this material. Because you can't really change drastically the material. At the end of the day, it's got an eventual conclusion. And kind of tough. But anyway, we can move on now.
SaveWithConrad.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Soto. I live near St. Louis, but I listen to a few of the podcasts. Ole JR, 83 Weeks, quite a bit. My wife and I had experienced some issues with credit card debt, and I had heard the testimonials of others refinancing and helping alleviate their credit card debt, and so I had looked into it, and that's how we started. I worked with Larry. He was very thorough and was able to explain the entire process for us and made it about as easy as it possibly could be. It was far more easier than I anticipated it to be, actually. With the credit cards and everything that we had, we were paying the minimum monthly payment every month and basically getting nowhere for, I don't know, probably the last 5 years. And after everything was all said and done, we completely paid off all the credit card debt, and we were saving, after paying those off, we were saving over $300 a month. Oh, I would highly recommend it to anyone that's looking to save some money because it was a tremendous help. I've already told my other friends about it. I'm Sean Soto. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and I have saved over $300 a month with SaveWithConrad.com.
NMLS number 2129, Equal Housing Lender.
SaveWithConrad.com.